Hi, Gaye DeRusso with the Majestic Rider. I'll show you some information about mounting. Mounting from the ground can be very difficult, especially as we get older, because we have joint problems, we're weaker, many of us are out of shape, and we're getting back into horses. But if you're out on the trail and there's not a log or something to climb up on, or you have bad balance, even if you climb up on the log, you might fall down. What I want to show you is some things that you should practice so you can get stronger and more balanced to make it easier to get on. Okay? Now, this is not a fix-all. It's just to help you. But if you don't do the exercises, you still won't be able to do it. So if your horse is very large, then I teach him to park out, because the parking out will help you to get on. Otherwise, if they're shorter, you don't have to park them out. It's best if he's square when you're getting on, because if they have their feet square, they're going to be more stable. If they're crooked like this, then sometimes as you get on, they start moving around to get their balance. All right, somewhat square. So the first thing you have to do is be able to stand on your right leg if you're going to get on this left-hand side, okay? So when you get on, hold the reins, you pull on their mane. Don't pull on the saddle, because that's how it falls off to the side. And you have to be able to stand on one leg to get on. So look, when I go to take the stirrup and I put my foot in, I have to be able to stand like this. So you have a bunch of things just to start that you got to be able to do. So one, you got to be able to stand on your right leg with your left leg up. Okay? So you have to have strength in that right leg, and if you don't, then we have to do squats, we have to do lunges, we might have to do deadlifts, and then you also got to work on your balance. So the first, that was strength, so then you might have to stand on a wobble board, just standing on one leg at home, and try to get up to standing on your right leg for at least a minute, because it might take you a whole minute to get on, okay? Second, what's the next thing you have to do? Well, you have to bring that foot high enough to get in that stirrup. Now, there's stirrup extenders that might help, but some of them are very flimsy, so it makes it very hard. Even if you can get your foot in it, you start wobbling all over, the saddle starts sliding. So you have to be able to pick that leg up. So all during the day, you start trying to pick your leg up, and you start doing stretches. You're going to stretch, and you're going to reach and touch your toes. So you're going to do a lunge. So you bring the leg back and stretch your hip flexors here, and do it on both legs in case you got to get on the other side. But you got to start doing these every day and balance yourself, okay? Because lots of people, we get arthritic and we get very tight if we weren't tight to start with, which some people are just stiffer and not as limber, so you can't lift your legs as high. So again, so far, you got to learn to get some strength in your leg. You have to, and I'll show you some exercises, you have to be able to balance on your leg and then get your leg high enough, okay? And then I'll show you some stuff with the mounting block on exercises to get stronger. Now, as you get on, again, the taller the horse, the harder it is. So teach your horse how to park out. I have a video on that. And if they park out, you can make them 1 to 2 feet shorter than they are. When you go to get on, it's best if you're kind of looking across the diagonal. Now, if you can jump, you can push on the back of the saddle. But if you can't jump, you don't want to pull this over. That's what people do. You got to use your balance to get on. So you're going to put your foot in, and then you got to get used to bouncing so you get some momentum to get up in the saddle, okay? So the other thing you can do is just every day you come out here and you just jump up and down. And you do it 10 times on each side. It's actually extremely difficult and tiring. If you can do 10 easily, then you do 20. If you do 20 easily, you do 30. And you keep working your way up. But you're trying to get this momentum, and then you're trying to get this momentum, okay? So you're trying to push yourself off, and we have to have some strength in our thigh to push us up there. So then we're going to put our foot in, reach over, and jump on that horse. But you have to swing up there, and it's kind of all one motion, because if you pause or you stop the jumping, you lost your momentum and you won't get on. So let's try it again. So even when you get off, you're trying to make sure everything is nice and easy. The girth will help you so you can tighten it, and you can tighten it on the other side. If your horse is round or the saddle keeps sliding, get yourself a sticky pad. I'll put a couple of links of different sticky pads that are good, and that will also help it from sliding. And you can tighten the girth on the other side, or otherwise just make sure everything over here is even. And this is great practice for your horse. You're like, it's raining outside or it's winter. I'm going to learn how to get on my horse. Okay? So what are we going to do? We're going to try and do it across the diagonal and make sure your eyes are up, because that helps too. So we got our balance. We got our momentum. And then we're off on the other side. So you can push up here or you can hold here. Now, there's also things you can put on the other side of the saddle to help you to get on. Or you could use a make your own lead rope thing, but I'll try to show you some things that you could use. And you can do that, but the other thing you can do is if you put a breastplate on your horse, you can grab the breastplate. Especially if it has a strap over the top here, you can grab that. Because if you grab the saddle and pull on that, even if you're strong, you can pull that over. So you're trying to grab something over here that will help you to get up. Let's do it again. Get your foot in, turned. You could grab your breastplate here and then get yourself up. But the eyes make a big difference. The momentum makes a big difference. But you do have to have some strength. You don't have to be super strong because it's more the physics of getting on. But you do have to have some strength at least to do it. Or you won't get anywhere. You'll just put your foot in, lose your balance, and fall backwards. So what things can you do? So you can do it with the mounting block in the beginning. And you start exercising with your horse. So one basic easy thing is just to walk up your mounting block, walk down your mounting block. How many times can you do that easily? And you're also working on your proprioception, which means you know where your feet are and you know where the stairs are. So if you can't do this safely, you do it with a railing. Do it at home. Go up your stairs, go down your stairs. Go up your stairs, go down your stairs. And switch your legs up. Go up with the left, down with the right. Go up with the right, down with the left. Okay? So that will actually help you to build strength. So you start with like, I can only do one, and I can't even get up there. That's okay. How many times can you do one? You're like, today, one. You're like, that's a start. That's okay. No big deal. Tomorrow you try for 2. So you try to go up, come back down, and go up again. Now muscles take 6 to 8 weeks to build up. If you're older, it's 8 weeks, just so you know. If you're younger, it might be 4 weeks. I mean younger, like 20. So if you're somewhere in between, you got 6 to 8 weeks. So just know that you could do one step every day for 2 weeks, and that's all you could do, and then you're like, it's been 2 weeks. I think maybe I can do 2. And then you got 2. So it's the same with the horse. You're building, but you have to write it down because you won't remember, especially if you're old. We don't remember anything. Write it down like I did 1 step, and then put a reminder in for 2 weeks. Now I need to do 2 steps and so on, okay? Now with your horse, you could, especially if he's bad with the mounting block, you could practice this stuff all day long and just give him a bucket of grain in front of the mounting block, and they're like, I'll stand here all day for you. I don't care. So as you're trying to get better, you've been doing your exercise, you've been doing your balance, and you're like, I still can't get on from the ground. That's okay. So you use your mounting block, you get up here, because it makes it much easier because it's shorter. Then you put your foot in, but you do everything else the same. You look across, you're kind of getting on a diagonal. You're going to push yourself off, and then swing that leg over. Now, there's a couple other problems I forgot to tell you about. What if you can't move that other leg very well? Because we get arthritis in our hips. When you're getting on, you might need a saddle that has a very low cantle if you have arthritis in your hips and are very stiff. you might have to lean forward more to help you to get that leg up higher, but be careful so you don't lean so far that you fall off, because that can happen. Okay? Or you could try bending your knee instead of swinging your leg over. So you go to put your foot in. This time I'm just going to swing it over. So lean a little bit to help you to get that leg up just the same when you're getting off. Now do it, but bend your knee. Like that. And that might help you to get your leg over. You just got to see what works for you. But again, to be able to do that, you got to be able to stand like this. You got to be able to stand like this, because those are the motions you're going to do up there. In the beginning, use the second step or third step to get up there. And then after you've been doing that for at least a month, then you try it from the first step. Or if you have a third one, you go to the second step. And you try it from here to get on. But same thing, always look. You can grab the opposite side, the breastplate, and swing yourself up and get that leg over. So you want to do it in steps. You need strength, you need balance, you need momentum, and you need motivation. So you got to write it all down, motivate yourself, and work on it. Again, if they're still too tall, then first I teach them how to park out and practice with them parked out, okay? Because it'll make it much easier in case you ever do have a problem. But it's a great thing to do in the winter, but you do have to work at it. It's not easy. It gets much harder as we get older. Lots of people fall off, getting on and off. And that's why most of us use mounting blocks. But you just never know when you have to get on from the ground or you have to get off. So it's a good thing to practice. And if you can't get on and off very well, or you keep falling or losing your balance, take that as a message that you need to get in shape. You need to get better balance, and you need to get better strength, and it's only going to make you a better rider, more balance, and feel much safer on the horse. Okay, another thing I want to show you is if you can get a stable saddle holder and you can practice on this with all your movements, like having the one foot up in the stirrup and you can hold onto this, and then again in time you can let go so you can just stand on that one leg. Then once you can do that, you kind of pretend you come up, you put your foot in the stirrup, you're pushing on it, you're going to lean forward and swing that leg over. And then it gives you good practice, like, does it feel better if my leg's straight, or does it feel better if I just bend my knee like this? And then you'll also be able to figure out, I can't get my leg that high, what if I lean like this to get on? Would that help me? Or maybe I should learn to mount from the other side because that hip's a bad hip, and so I'll do it this way. Oh yeah, that's not hurting that much. You can get on your horse either side. It doesn't matter. You just got to teach them, because everybody teaches them to the left. But you can teach them to the right if you have a bad knee or hip. You just got to be focused on doing it. But that way you can practice, and you're trying to look up even if you're leaning over to get that leg, because that eyes up helps you a lot with that momentum and time. Using your couch at home, anything that's soft that you can hold on to, that you have to swing your leg over, but something that's not going to fall over, like a chair is going to fall over. So you don't want something that you're going to get hurt. You want something stable, a couch, a saddle holder, a pony, something that'll stand there, not want to move, so you can practice getting on and off. And remember, the more you practice, the stronger you'll get. If you don't practice and you just ride once a week, you'll never get any stronger at doing it. You have to put the time in for you to get better at it. And it's a very important skill if you're riding horses to be able to get on and off. If you really can't get on and off, you're like, I practice all this, then you get the safest horse you can get. Because, again, you're not going to be able to get off if something bad is happening. You're going to have to ride it out. So you want the safest horse, one that doesn't move much. Maybe it's very slow, but that's okay. And it lets you get on and off pretty easily. So now I'm going to show you with Tilly, is if you can get on balanced, the saddle usually won't move. So that's my girth over there. So nothing is hooked here, okay? Now she does have a little bit of a wither, so I'll pull the saddle off and show you what her wither looks like, because if they're very round, that's going to make it much harder, okay? But I'm going to get on the same exact way. With no girth, Okay? So it just shows you if you're pulling the saddle over, like as you go to get on, I don't recommend people just get up here without a girth on because it's dangerous. It's showing you for a reason so you can see that the saddle's not moving. So it's not all dependent on the girth. It's the shape of your horse, your balance, but again, that sticky pad helps a lot so it doesn't move out of place because some horses are slippery or you got too much padding so it just keeps sliding over on you. So if your saddle's sliding, get a sticky pad, but work on the exercises as well. And then again, I'm going to stick my foot in, put my hand on the other side to help with my balance. Again, you could put something over there, a breastplate or a rope or something on the saddle to help pull, and then get your momentum to get you over. So you just saw I had all my weight over there, and the saddle still didn't slip. So again, but some of it is my hand being on the other side helping me instead of being here and trying to pull myself on. One last time. So keep those eyes up, keep practicing. Don't do this without your girth being hooked unless you have very good balance. I don't recommend it. It's just for demonstration. So you see that I'm not pulling the saddle over. And then I'm going to show you what her back looks like. So you see she does have a wither. It's not huge, but that wither also helps the saddle to stay in place. Good job, Tilly. Good job. All right, that's it for mounting. Practice, do your exercises, do your stretches, and start going up and down on the mounting block. Practice on the saddle holder and your couch, and in time, if you keep it up, you will get better. But you got to keep practicing. All right. Hope that helps. Remember to like and subscribe.